Mind's Eye Visual Guitar Method here. Hello everybody, check out the diagrams, let's jump right in. This could be the easiest way to get through a major 2-5-1 progression that you've ever seen or thought of. This is how to play all 12 notes over a 2-5-1 without thinking about it. That's the ultimate thing that you're trying to do. Like, all the greats, after you're sitting there trying to learn, this is a Barry Harris method. This is nothing against any of these teachings, but this is the Mixolydian dominant over this and this blah 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 and this and all this stuff. You're supposed to learn it, but then forget it, and then you just kind of can play it. And I'll learn it and forget it, and think I'll play it, and I have no idea what anyone's talking about. So this could be more like it. In this example, we're going to have so many notes under our fingers that if you look, there's no around the shapes. There's no empty notes. Every note is played, so we have all 12 notes that we're thinking about here that we're playing without we're not even worried about one of them except the green ones. We got to know where we're resolving to, and we're just following these linear one-string patterns. You don't always have to do this. You're not locked into this method. This is just gonna show you how much you can get out of this method and what you could resort to doing if you're suddenly up against a 2-5-1 coming up at you and you want to sound not only like you know what you're doing, but you can be kind of hip into it too. This is it. So, like, for example, you could use, because a 2-5-1 comes from one scale, you could just be like, well, here, I know the... But just knowing the scale pattern on a neck is only just like having a road map but not knowing where to go. You have no destination. You're going to be noodly and just... You might be able to use your ear to get to some cool tones, but probably not going to be too jazzy in the process, and not really using any of them outside of the scale tones like a jazzer likes to do. So this method will show you how you can fit some of these in. So I'm just going to play it right now. And this is what I'm going to play. I'm going to keep on walking toward one of these green tones. The green tones are simply the arpeggio of the C major chord. So they're a C triad, C, E, G. This is all just C, E, G. We're going to constantly resolve to C, E, G over the whole progression. And if we do that, resolving to C, E, or G over the D gives kind of some hip outside tones. And then resolving to those same tones during the G chord also gives some outside kind of vibes. And then it's totally inside over the C. So it's interesting that it works in the way that you don't even have to think anything. You're letting the comping change the color of the sequence by keeping the same target notes. These notes are getting a certain coloring because they're under the light of a D minor chord. See how they all sound kind of hip? Cool. How about over the G7? Pretty inside. Nice. Kind of a little bit outside, but nicely. What do you want to hear next? So, yeah, it'll work because those tones all fall under a different light when the chords change. So that's what kind of makes it, you're getting the most mileage out of the same exact tones because you're using them for what color they provide under the D. They provide a little bit of a different color just you don't have to change anything. Just let the chord is changing, so they're automatically going to have a little bit of a different function as they're related to the chord that's coming up. So just all you need to do is keep the arpeggio the same. That's why this works over the 3 chords of the progression. That's kind of what's going on. So to do this, we want to know 3 different shapes so we can really be versatile and be all anywhere, in this kind of range of the fretboard here, playing any note we want. Hey, hip, cool, right? So I'm just going to keep on walking. I'll do it again. I think we just did it. And I'll throw some cool chord shape things that I know in there at the end to make it sound cool, just to show you that you can break out of this box. I might put an enclosure in there once in a while. You can still do the what do they do here? That kind of thing. Any other funky stuff you don't have to do this, but I'm going to show you just how much mileage you can get out of this. It works over the whole progression, works anytime, every time. You can mix and match it all you want, jump from shape to shape, just keep on walking in on 3 notes, 2 yellows and a green, or go from 4 notes, do the gray to the green, gray to green, or just 2 yellows and a green. 2 yellows and a green, 2 yellows and a green. We all jazz like a yellow submarine. I have no idea. Okay, so let's try this out again. That's what I'll do here. I'm going to walk into this high E5. Try a little square of notes right here. Fit a little bit more in there. So what I'm trying to do there is play anything. As long as I walk up into a green, at the end it works. I'm not really even being that interesting. Didn't play much on this one. whammy bar going off. Mess that one up a bit. Might do 4 on one side, 3 on the other. That was 4 and 3. This will be 3, 3 and 4. There's a little square. So you can hear how that works anywhere. So you can square up anything you've played anywhere. Almost anything with just wrapping it up good. Alright, so we went through the practice track. I think that'll give you a general idea of what to do. There was this shape I was using here at the bottom where it says shape 3. Look for this little square of notes where you got these 2 green notes in this configuration of some sorts. You can have a little box that goes. You got one right next door down here. Up at the bottom from the 13th to the 15th. Then the same 15 back down to 13 on the B string. Little circle of notes there. Same thing over here. Going down. Going down, 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 down. Then up. And you could be to the root, to the 5. To the 3. To the root. To the 5. To the 3. To the root. Down to root. Up to root. Just keep practicing. Hear what they all sound like and go from there. Alright, I'm going to leave a lesson with that. Check out the links below. And let me know what you think. I think this is like the totally easiest method. You don't have to know anything about any of those yellow notes, what they are, nothing. And you're playing them all. That's every single note that you can play, no holds barred. As long as you just keep on, there's one simple trick. Keep on rhythmically walking all your lines to the root of one of the chord tones of C triad. It's basic, but it works, and it gets you to do the whole full shebang. It gets you an idea of the rhythm, an idea of the sound, an idea of how to kind of go about things without trying to have a million things on your mind when everyone is finally ultimately telling you, yeah, but you just forget all that anyways. At the end, you just blow, right? This is what they were talking about. At the end, you just kind of know, how to make things easy and how to make the chord progression work for you instead of the other way around. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Leave a comment.